Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you my model airplane room. These model airplanes are all control line planes, for the exception of one RC plane and some other RC items like helicopters and whatnot. Alright, well, I'm going to start here. This is a 50-year-old Berkeley kit. I'm not entirely sure of the actual name, but this is a McCoy 35 redhead on it, very low compression. I mean, it almost feels like there's no glow plug in it. I put some 3-in-1 oil in it, and it did strengthen up the compression a little bit, but not very much. Up here we have my Santa sleigh with a reindeer, half A plane. That's got a Cox 049 on it. The elevator's up here. It's a little fun fly thing. There's my miniature airplane made out of Coca-Cola cans. Here's my Brodak Buster. It has a Fox 35 on it with no muffler. I think that's a 3.5 ounce fuel tank. Here is my this is my first plane I've ever built. It's a scratch-built Barnstormer reduced 25%. I didn't know it was reduced when I was building it, and it made me kind of upset at the end when it was pretty small, when I found out that it was smaller than it looked like it was supposed to be. It has an Enya 19 on it without a muffler. It did have a muffler, but it fell off in flight, and I lost the screws for it and all that, and it's horrible. I found the muffler, but 4.5 ounce fuel tank. Here is my Banshee. Well, it's not really a Banshee project anymore, but this is my Banshee that I just finished building a couple weeks ago. If you've been keeping track of my Banshee project videos, you know that this, I think it needs a tail wheel, some more places that need to be covered, and I think that's it. Here's my Acromaster. It has an Enya 19 on it with a muffler, a 5 ounce fuel tank. It is extremely nose heavy. I flew this plane over at my friend's house, and I hit a tree while the plane was flying. There's a big hole in the other side of the wing. Alright, here's my grandfather's Banshee. He built this 30 years ago. It has a Fox Rocket 35 on it. He didn't know it was like a special. He just thought it was a regular Fox 35. Here is my Flight Streak wing, or what was a Flight Streak wing. I'm making it my own custom plane. There's the fuselage for it. Back there is my RC Super Cub. I never fly it, really. I think that's it for that area. Oh, that's the tail to my Ringmaster. My Ringmaster is no longer with me. Let's just put it at that. Oh, this is my Super Clown ARF electric. I got it for $10 at a sale. Here is my Excalibur. That's an Enya 35 right there. I crashed it, and I cracked the fuselage. Here, hang on. Back there. And I had to put epoxy on there. I also lost this eyelet thingy, or that, whatever that's called, and I had to put a new one in. See, that one's golden and the rest are silver. I broke part of the mounting wood. You can see the crack there, and I had to glue that back on with epoxy. I don't think there was any other damages, but I did 3 loops. It's on my video called the Excalibur Control Line Model. I think it was the second flight. I did 3 consecutive loops. I came around, took it inverted, it crapped out, and I tried bringing it out, and I smacked it into the ground. And those were the damages. Here's my, this is like, it used to be a tackle box. Hold on a second. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. But I put super glues and, see what else is in here. Some screws, mostly super glue. There's some pins. I hate those pins because they don't really have like a head, and whenever I try to push them down, like if I'm building a plane, I try to push them down into the balsa, they go like through my finger, and I start bleeding. In these little boxes, oh, by the way, I love these boxes. They're just awesome. I really like them. There's screws and control horns, just little things. I haven't put anything in those boxes yet. Over here is my signature plane, or it used to be my signature plane. I don't know if I would call it my signature plane anymore, but it's a P63 King Cobra or a P39 King Cobra. I'm not sure. Some guy was telling me something and it got me confused. Up here is my P51 Mustang. I haven't put an engine on it. I want to put a 15 on it, but the mounting wood is really wide that way, so it won't accommodate a 35. That was just my attempt at trying to make a little free flight plane. Here is a free flight plane. It's called the Insect, rubber band powered. Here is my Bislob ARF with a Fox 35 on it and no muffler. Oh, actually, I'm going to go back to the P63. I got to tell you about the engine and whatnot. Well, that's an Enya 40 with a tongue muffler on it, and it has that strange pressurization. It's a 4-ounce fuel tank. I think it's called a Perfect tank. 11.6 prop. Alright, now back to the Bislob. As I was saying, Fox 35 without a muffler on it, 10.6 prop. I brought this in to my first period class, and I was showing it and talking about control line and all this, and a lot of kids were, I think a lot of kids are going to get interested, hopefully. Here is my Score ARF. I've flown this 6-7 times. It has an OSLA 40 on it, and I have a question about that engine. After I get it running, it will, like the propeller will stick. Once it stops running and you leave it sit, whenever you try to turn the propeller, it'll stick really hard and it will not turn over. It's just stuck. It's not seized because it turns this way, but when it gets to compression, it just sticks and you can't do anything about it. Here's my Walter Umland Half A. This is the first kit I've ever bought. Here's my twister. I went out and flew this today about 5 or 6 times, and I'm using that engine right there is a brand new OS FPS 35. I got it from Brent Ford, and thank you again, Brent, if you're watching this video, because it's an amazing running engine. I mean, it really is. As you can see on this plane, the tail's pretty big. I was flying it, and I did 3 consecutive loops, and the first one was really tight, and the other 2s I tried to make them bigger because the plane's really touchy. When I went into a square, it was straight up and just squared. Real nice. Here is the big boy. This is a Magnum, a Sig Magnum. It has a Super Tiger 51. My cousin Dalton and I were talking, and he thought it was a 40 or 46, and I thought it was a 51. I took the cowl off a couple days ago, and it's a 51. I haven't informed him yet that it's a 51, but I will sooner or later. Muffler does not like to stay on. I'll tell you that right now. Let's move over to my tables and my shelves. There is some paints and dopes, rubber bands. Here's scissors, pencils, pens, a ruler. There's a battery back there. On the bottom shelf is like just a box and then a decal sheet. Here I have these things somewhat organized. I have a piggy bank back there